Hello comrades, welcome back to another juicy workout. Today I'm going to be taking you through a back and bicep workout, and we're going to be going pretty damn heavy. All the way to failure, adding supersets, drop sets, and the list goes on. I haven't even warmed up yet, so we're going to start on a double rope hip hinge row. So essentially, grab a long double D handle on a cable, go all the way down hip hinge, and as you thrust up, you're rowing all the way to your torso. Prior to this, I jumped on the treadmill, I jumped on the rowing machine, anything to get my heart rate all the way up to a comfortable level. Anything but a resting heart rate. We're performing anywhere from 8 to 15 repetitions, varying tempo range of 1 to 3 seconds on the way down. Perfect. I'm going to superset this actually. Let me switch the cable out. Let's do a single arm cable lat pull down, just as a muscle activation. One knee, starting all the way in full extension as you see me doing now. Rowing all the way back, squeezing and contracting as far as you can. The entire time I'm squeezing my core, I'm maintaining control and tempo, and I'm getting the absolute maximum range of motion I can possibly achieve. Anywhere from 10 to 12 repetitions here. Nice. You want to focus on only pulling, squeezing, and driving through your lats, not your arms. My left hand side is already warm, hence why you incorporate a muscle activation set. Hinging down, as you're rowing up and thrusting, you're pulling and squeezing. Down to full extension, rowing, squeezing. 2, 3, up, squeeze, perfect. Of course, again, your abs, not your lower abs, just your abs in general, your core is contracted from start to finish. Very good. Full extension at the peak, driving down, squeezing and contracting 3 seconds up. So essentially, the entire warm-up, 5 minutes on the treadmill, 2 minutes on the rowing machine, 2 sets of 17 to 22.5 kilograms, double D handle long rope hip hinge row, and 2 sets unilateral each side, 10 to 12 reps, 10 to 15 kilograms of single unilateral D handle cable lat pull down. And that entire warm up has taken me 15 minutes. Okay, for the first compound lift of the entire workout, we are starting on the creme de la creme, the best of the best in my opinion, or at least in the top 3 when it comes to pull day exercises, and that's the close grip T-bar row. Now, you can get a better version of this where you have your chest supported, or there's another alternate version as well called the lever row, which I do believe are better than this, of course, because 99 out of 100 people don't really know how to perform this the most optimally. So let me actually run you through how to do that. First and foremost, find yourself a very solid close grip row. So you can see this is absolutely beautiful. It's got centennial markings so you don't slip, you don't lose your grip. It's got a fat grip and it's decently wide so you can get the full range of motion at the peak. Look how far my elbows go. Now, when it comes to setting up, firstly, this is just my first working set and it's gonna start getting really, really heavy from set 2. It's only 30 kilos plus the bar and 50 kilos. So you wanna start with a massive base of support with your feet pointed out to 45 degrees at each angle. Then just double check. How does that feel for you? Is that comfortable? Some people have to go more narrow. For me, the wider the better. Not the wider the better, but just this is how wide I have to go in order to make sure I'm completely stable, especially at those top range sets. Then your V grip is all the way at the top before it hits the bracket. And just again, double check. Am I good when it comes to distance? Am I good when it comes to how far I'm stepping over the V grip? For me, I'm stepping directly over the V grip. So when I look down, all I see is the V grip below me directly. From this position, I'm already retracting my scapula and squeezing my core from here. So retract, squeeze, and then all you're doing, so your setup position is already set. Your torso remains this low, maybe like an extra 5 degrees higher, but that's it. All you are doing from here is full flexion, contraction, and extension. That's it. You'll see what I'm talking about now. So set up with the feet, squeezing core, retracting scapula, 5 degrees up, I'm good to go. Pulling and controlling. Easy. And I like to use 15 kilogram plates or 10 kilogram plates because they give me an extra edge when it comes to range of motion. Easy. I believe that was 12. I'm going to set up a closer viewpoint for you guys and girls. That way you're able to see how to set up the most effective when it comes to the free weight close grip T-bar row. I've doubled the weight as I said. Now we are lifting 80 kilograms. If we are also to factor in the bar, wide base of support, I'm looking directly down. The V grip is all the way at the top bracket. Just a few test reps to see. Okay, for me, I just had to shuffle a bit more further. Now, once you get in your setup position, like I mentioned, it does not change. All you are doing, 5% to 10% up with your torso, and the rest is in your arms. You are flexing and extending, pulling through your upper back, your lats, and nothing else. Squeezing your core to your heart's content. Ready? Squeeze, 2, half, 5 up. Easy. So the tempo there was ranging from 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I could have slowed down a bit more on the tempo. The third working set on the free weight T-bar rows. Like I said, we've now jumped up to 90 kilograms. The rep range target is between 8 and 12. You now know how to set up. If you have any further questions, drop it down in the comment section below. I will add one more thing. When you start stacking up weights like this, because the forward of the T-bar starts becoming more top heavy, you'll have to adjust your feet to be slightly more forward than usual. So where I will typically stand here in my first or second set, I'm now standing almost on top of the first plate instead of on top of the close grip. Let's go. Up. Two more. Yeah, that was so much easier. So much easier. And the tempo was much better than the second set. See what I'm talking about? You can have a good or rubbish workout just solely based on how focused you are. On my second set, to be honest, my mind was in a million places at once. Compared to this set, I was solely focusing on the feeding this bad boy here. And I managed to get 12 very solid repetitions. So we are gonna actually go to, that's 90. Let's go to 105 kilos, sack it. And what we'll do a quad drop set. Like I said, we are not mucking around in this session. Okay, comrades, the time has arrived. The top set, the ultimate penultimate. This is PBE, so personal best equivalent if I'm able to get 8 very solid repetitions. This is 105 kilograms. What I mean by solid repetitions, I want to see solid posture, full range of motion, stability and control, and at the very minimum 2 seconds of tempo during the eccentric, so on the way down, in between every single repetition. If I'm able to achieve that for 8, that's a PBE. If I'm able to achieve that for 9 repetitions, that's a personal best. After the personal best attempt, I'll be dropping the weights off to accomplish a triple or quad drop set. Let's go. Halfway. That was 10 reps, but to be honest, I don't know if I want to classify that as a personal best. That was a pretty how's it going set. I don't think my posture was solid there. I'll look at the footage again, but maybe you guys and girls can drop it in the comment section below, whether or not you believe that was a personal best when it comes to top weight. But when it comes to overall volume calculated during a set, this is going to be a PB. Because if we do reps times weight, now again reps times weight in this drop set. And again, plus, so we're plussing reps times weight, to get our total volume. There goes the mic. I've been smacking it the whole time. That was a triple. Let's go for a quad. So this is, oh my gosh, 170. Go. And done. So, PB when it comes to top set, I don't know. PB when it comes to total volume, accumulated in one set, definitely. Jumping into our second exercise for today's back and bicep workout is going to be the plate loaded machine lat pull down. Absolute top tier exercise for your lats. You can perform this with both hands at the same time or unilaterally, so one hand at a time. So today, however, we are going to be performing both hands at the same time. So let me run you through how to set up, how to perform the exercise, and how to get the most out of the exercise. First and foremost, I'm going to be doing 3 working sets here. I'm starting heavy, so 20 kilos on each side. I'm aiming between 10 and 15 repetitions. First and foremost, make sure the seat height is set up so when you tuck all the way in with your pelvis, your feet remain flat on the floor. That's number 1. Number 2, make sure your palms are just outside of shoulder width. I like to lay my palms and my thumbs out flat and then grip at an equal distance apart. From here, tuck all the way in, make sure you're all the way down to your pelvic region, feet nice and flat, full extension on the way up. You're getting the full stretch in your lats, coming all the way down, squeezing at the peak, and then controlling immediately for 3 seconds on the way up. Pause half a second on the top, then back down again. So this exercise is not about rushing. You want to rush, you can go do the cable variant. This exercise is all about time under tension, maximizing contraction, not only at the peak, but at the full extension, which is this part here. That's the peak, that's the full extension. My wrist started hurting there a lot. Let me rest my wrists. By the way, I rested for 5 minutes from my previous set before I touched base on this set here. So that's 10 seconds of rest down. I have 5 more reps, at least, or 2 to 5. Perfect, perfect. If it wasn't obvious as well, make sure your core is absolutely contracted to the max. Otherwise, your lower lumbar is going to do this. Ready? Boop. And I don't think you're going to feel it much in your lats at all. It's going to become an upper back rhomboid exercise at that point. Second set now, 2 minutes rest from my previous set, and we have 50 kilograms on each side. You'll be able to see how I set up, how I perfect tempo, dismount, and time under tension, contraction from this angle especially. I'm stepping above the machine first. My palms are flat with my thumbs. This is shoulder width and parallel. I've already set up the seat height. From here, tucking all the way in to the top of my pelvis, feet nice and flat. Full extension, down, squeeze, control immediately. Full extension, down, squeeze, control. 8 to 12 repetitions. again, I need to rest 10 seconds. My forearms and my wrists are killing, most likely from the last set of the T-bar row. Not an easy exercise by any means. That T-bar row, like I mentioned, 99 out of 100 people don't even know how to perform it correctly. Hence why I would always recommend the machine or chest supported variant of the exercise over the variant I showed you. That is an advanced exercise for sure. Okay, about 15-20 second rest. Let's aim for two to four. Nice, very good. I threw in an additional 2 reps, obviously, because I rested over what I would typically rest when I need a reset like that. Only 2 minutes rested again. Nothing too crazy because the weight really wasn't that heavy. It's all about, as I mentioned, maximizing that time and attention. However, this is the 3rd set, the top set, so we are going for broke. 60 kilograms each side. My PB here is 70 kilograms each side for a total of 10 repetitions, but that's on a perfect day. We're not going for the perfect day here. We just want to maximize time and attention for as many reps as possible. So in saying that, I'm just going to push to technical failure. No set number here. I just want as many good reps as possible. Let's get it. Did you see my fingers? Completely slipped off. I should have used chalk. No excuses though, it is what it is. I had 8 reps, but I'm resetting. Damn, my hands are literally butter. 8 reps. Let's get at least 2 more, come on. So oily. Come on. Nice. That last rep was shit, to be honest. I should have controlled the weight and the tempo all the way down before I dropped it like that. It's all right. No worries. So now we're dropping the weight. We're gonna have 2 drop sets. First drop set is to 40 kilos each side from 60 kilos each side. And whenever you set up or you reset, like you see me doing, or you incorporate a drop set, make sure you set your technique like you did from when you set up, again, from start to finish. Well, a better way to say it is what I'm trying to say. Make sure you reset as if you're starting again from the first repetition. Now for our final drop set is 25 kilos each side. 3 more reps, let's go. One more for good luck. Wow. Wow. 2 exercises in, 7 insane working sets, and I'm gassed. I'm gassed. Our third and final back exercise of the workout, I bring my own bar, believe it or not. I'll also be using this bar for our bicep curls. It's an insane easy bar with grip that I've never seen before. So we're going to be using this for a straight arm cable lat pull down. There are two ways you can perform this exercise. You can either have a pronated grip, so an overhand grip, or you can have a supinated grip. Sometimes I like to mix and match in the same exercise in the same workout. So I'm actually going to be doing that today. I'm going to start on one set of supination, so supinated straight arm lat pull down with the easy bar. Then I'll do 2 sets of pronation. How do we set up? So first of all, I'm going to be jumping up to 19.5 kilograms. When it comes to a supinated grip, you want to tuck in the grooves of the easy bar. Then bring the bar to your chest, taking 2 steps back, a very wide base of support, bringing the torso down until it's parallel with the cable. From this point, fully extend until your arms and the bar is out of your peripheral vision. Then when you row, you want to also flex and bring your arms to 90 degrees like that. See how my arms on the side profile are 90 degrees? That's what you want to achieve. And the entire time, you want to maintain contraction through your back muscles, not through your arms. Let me just readjust that. Okay. Just like that. 2, 3, up, squeeze, contract. 2, 3. Now, you would opt for the supinated version if you want to slightly isolate your lats more so than any other portion of your back. In this case, it is of course primarily lats, but you are of course working out your upper back, your rhomboids, inundatedly or without even thinking about it, your biceps as well, your mid trapezius, your upper trapezius. Let me do a couple more reps. I'm not happy with that. Yes. For some reason, the bar keeps turning on itself. Not ideal. Up. Perfect. 2 minutes rest again from our previous working set. We have jumped all the way to 27 kilograms. And now I'm going to be showing you the pronated variation of the straight arm easy bar cable lat pull down. Now, again, you want to drop your hands in the groove of the easy bar. However, it's now with the easy bar facing down, not with the easy bar facing up this way like you would in the supinated variation. So pronated like this, supinated like this, right there. Okay, bar to you, 2 steps back, wide base of support, torso parallel with the cable, full extension with the arms till it's out of your peripheral vision, then you're rowing. This time, however, you are not flexing down to 90 degrees. You are keeping your arms completely straight and down, just like that. 2, 3, full extension, down, 2, 3. Hence the name straight arm cable lat pull down. Now, this is the version that I would typically recommend 95% of people perform because this is, well, not only easier to perform, not only will you be getting more out of the exercise. Let's drop it. 27 kilos down to 18 kilos. So easier to perform, you'll be getting more out of the exercise. And you'll be building your foundation is what I'm meant to be getting to. So exercises as beginners, novices, intermediates, you want to try and focus on exercises that build yourself a foundation. When it comes to making these minor tweaks to further isolate a particular part of your body, that is more an advanced athlete level. That is when you are competing on stage and you want to make adjustments in your bodybuilding routine to bring out a certain part of your body more in comparison to any other region of your body. For example, when you get shredded and you're able to find what your weaknesses and strengths are, you create a program around that. Hence why I showed you both variations here today. Pronated variation is what I recommend for 95% of people. Like I said, I personally mix and match whatever I feel like doing on a day. But in the grand scheme of things, if I was looking at today's workout schedule, workout plan, because the T-bar row incorporated a lot of your lats, primarily upper back, rhomboids, upper middle trapezius, especially the way I was setting up and performing the T-bar row, then I jumped into the plate loaded lat pull down. You wouldn't isolate your lats further by incorporating a supinated grip here. You would definitely go for the pronated variation. Okay, final working set here on the straight arm easy bar cable lat pull down. We are again doing 27 kilograms. We're going to be doing a triple drop set, as many reps as possible until technical failure for all 3 drop sets. For this particular set, I'm going to try my best not to talk because in the previous set I had to do like a quad drop set. Okay, let's go. Uh, 13. That was very, very good, comrades. 10-second rest, 10-second rest. And down to 18 kilograms. Workout has been going for 1 hour and 25 minutes. Pretty slow day today, but I've been absolutely breaking myself in this workout, so what can you do? Wow, 8 reps. Very good. And again, we half the weight down to 10 kilograms. Just let the weight take it from here. Okay. Very, very good. Final exercise of today's back and bicep workout. We are going to be performing a bicep exercise. What do you know? We are utilizing the easy bar from the previous exercise, and we are going to be performing an easy bar cable bicep curl. How to set up? Well, tuck with your hands again in the groove like you would with the supinated version of the straight arm lat cable pull down. Then with your knees, you want to sit down like this, row, retract, then come up with your chest. If you don't row and retract, your chest is going to feel like it's sticky and constricted like this. See this? If you don't row and retract, this is what's going to happen. So let me show you that again. Down, row and retract at the same time, bringing your chest up. From here, your elbows will stay like glue to the side of your torso, thus allowing you to wrap with full range of motion, allowing you again to control with full range of motion. This is what happens if you do not do that. Ready? I skip that step, I come up, look at this, ready? What is this shit? What is this shit? Look at my chest. Look at my elbows. Not good at all. Down, retract, up, very good. So, I'm aiming for 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 seconds on the way down, with a half a second to 1 second contraction at the peak where I'm squeezing the hell out of my biceps. I sound like one of those tennis players. Have you heard of those? Have you ever watched tennis before with those tennis players that scream? Bloody fair income. Look at that bicep pump. Look at that bicep pump. Bloody first set of biceps, and we really have a nice juicy pump like that. What do you know? I'm so surprised that I've had a free gym for 2 hours. I think everyone's on holiday. I don't know. Second working set now, we are moving to 21 kilograms to failure. From this angle, you'll be able to see how I set up, how I perfect the exercise, etc., etc. So, down, bring your knees down to squat position, retract, row, up. Very good. From here, like half a step back, whatever's the most comfortable for you. I like taking only half. Some people take 1 full step back. Then up, squeeze. Look at that from side angle. Down. Very good. Up, squeeze, contract. I'll go even closer. Up, up, up. Bah, bah. Bah. Leave on 10. We're going to drop set there from 21 down to 13.5 kilograms. Again, drop set. 6 kilos. All right. Very good. I know it was a second set and I did a triple drop set, but I'll be replicating this for the next 2 sets. I won't show you that, so I'll wrap up the video here. So, if you learned something from today's video, consider dropping me a like, subscribing to the channel, commenting below what you would like to see next, and I'll see you beautiful people in the next video.